Section 4.4% Problem Applications. A chain store plans to reduce its workforce by 5%. If there are currently 18,800 employees and 126 of them retire voluntarily, how many additional employees must be laid off? Okay, so let's set this up. So the part is what we're trying to find. We're trying to find part of the 18,800 employees. We know it's 5% over 100. Okay, so we cross multiply. X times 100 is 100x. And we have 5 times 18,800. And that gives us 100x is equal to 94,000. And then we divide both sides by 100. We undo the multiplication of x by 100 by dividing by 100. Whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. And that gives me x is equal to 940. Like that. Okay, now we're not quite done yet because we need to get rid of 940 employees. 126 of them retired, leaving us 814 that we need to fire, or laid off, sorry, laid off in this case, laid off. Okay, so when sales of a particular hybrid automobile reach 60,000 units, federal income tax credits begin to phase out. 1 year after reaching this threshold, buyers are still eligible for 15% of the original $2,000 credit. What tax credit would buyers receive if they purchased the vehicle at this time? Okay, so let's see. Normally, the original tax credit was $2,000. We don't know what part we're looking, but we are looking for it. We know that it's 15%, and that's over 100. Okay, so we're going to cross multiply. So we say x times 100 is 100x, and we say 15 times 2,000. 15 times 2,000. So that'll give me 100x is equal to 30,000. Then we undo the multiplication of x by 100 by dividing by 100, and whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. And that would give me x is equal to 300. Okay, and that's it. So we end up with a $300 tax credit, 15% of the original 2,000. Okay. The allowable shear stress of a weld is 30% of the original tensile strength of the weld metal. If the nominal tensile strength is 61,000 psi, what is the allowable shear stress? Okay, so we don't know what the part is, but we do know that the total was 61,000, which was 30%. 30% of, there we go, 30% of the original. Okay, so we cross multiply, so we say x times 100 gives me 100x, and we say 61,000 times 30. And that gives me 100x is equal to 30 times 61,000, which is 1,830,000. Okay, then we undo the multiplication of 100 by dividing by 100, and whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. And that gives me x is equal to 1,830, which would be 18,500 psi. What is the allowable stress? 18,300 psi. Cool. Then we move on to the next one. A physically active adult weighing 175 pounds needs to consume about 2,815 calories per day in order to maintain his or her weight. A nutritionist recommends that no more than 30% of those calories should come from simple sugars. What is the maximum number of calories per day that should come from simple sugars? Okay, so we're looking for the part of the 2,815 that can come from simple sugars. We know it's 30 out of 100. So we cross multiply, giving us 100x, and then we say 2,815 times 30. There we go, which gives me 100x is equal to 84,450. Then we divide both sides by 100. And this one as well. And that gives me x is equal to 8,445. But since we're dividing by 100, the point goes right there. Let me rewrite that. I realize that's a little messy. 8, 4, 844.5. So 844.5 calories. We probably want to round that to 845. So approximately 845. So if you round to the nearest whole place, we look to the right, we have a 5 or higher, but in this case a 5, so we round 4 up to a 5, so approximately 845 calories. Let's try the next one. The average home uses about 13,000 kilowatt hours of electricity per year. Appliances and refrigerator account for 19% of this total. Electricity costs 16 cents per kilowatt hour. How much will the average homeowner pay annually to run appliances and refrigerators? Okay, so first of all, we don't know how many kilowatt hours we're going to use, but we do know it's 19%. So we do some cross multiplication, gives us 100x, and then we say 19 times 13,000. We divide by, whoops, sorry. So that gives me 100x is equal to 247,000. Okay, then I undo the multiplication of x by 100 by dividing by 100. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. And that leaves me with x is equal to 2470, or 2,470. Now that's just the kilowatts though, right? So it's 2,470 kilowatt hours. And to find out how much that costs, we have to multiply it by the 16 cents. The 16 cents. And that gives me $395.20.